as a parent, I think that you should lead by example. And when you don't, when you have a failure like that as a parent, I think that you should be closely examined. But when you hear a term like human garbage disposals, sometimes people say that like in a joking way about their kids, like their kids eat a lot and stuff like that. But I think that some people, especially when you say, "Oh, these bad kids" and stuff like that, that's not cute, and I think it's a damaging thing, and I think it actually might point to an even deeper issue. So what happened was somebody saw something and said something, reported these people, and found out that these children were living in some of the worst conditions you could even read about. But sometimes those words are indicative of very, very bad behavior. And I'm getting this article from lawandcrime.com. But before we get into talking about these two individuals, before I talk about anything disparaging about the way that their face looks, let me give a disclaimer. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. Let's go and get this thing started. Somebody in the chat called that out. Let me back this up. Somebody said, is it just you or do they look like siblings? I don't know, but it definitely, if you hear the details of the story, you might definitely think that some type of incestuous behavior might have brought about these two pea-brain individuals who literally just look like, I don't know what kind of backwoods country bumpkin movie you could have pulled them from. But when y'all hear this, and again, thank you lawandcrime.com for the article. Married parents in Pennsylvania face numerous felony child endangerment charges after police showed up to their home in April in response to concerns. Somebody saw something and said something, so thank you for that. They came there in response to concerns that two children were spotted entering an abandoned trailer and taking items. What police allegedly discovered afterwards at the trailer park home in Sellersville is the stuff of nightmares at the trailer park. It goes down at the trailer park. At the Penridge Regional Police Department responded to the scene, and they said that their first move was to ensure that the 7 children found living in filthy conditions surrounded by animals were placed in protective custody. Let's pause right there. Man, if that don't sound like a yeehaw, rootin' tootin' good time, and you're talking about children and animals and rats and roaches and, I'm sorry, in the trailer park. Come on, man. Like, how stereotypical could you possibly be? 7 kids, y'all? Who would allow these country bumpkins to have 7 kids, y'all? Good grief. I agree. If y'all talking about stereotypes and you don't want stereotypes are only bad if you live up to them. It's the same thing I be trying to tell black people all the time. If they think you steal, then maybe you shouldn't steal. If they think you're not going to show up on time, then maybe show up a couple hours early, right? Somebody said banjos in the background. Da-da-dong-dong-dong-dong-dong-dong-dong-dong. Da-da-dong-dong-dong-dong-dong-dong-dong-dong-dong-dong-dong-dong. I'm not going to be able to do this story. I'm sorry. The children survived. It's just nasty as shit in there, okay? So let me get to the story. Let me stop sounding racist. I'm sorry if y'all think I'm racist and hate trailer parks, y'all. Was it a single wide or double wide? Oh my God, y'all better stop. Y'all better stop. They said, was it a single wide or a double wide? Anyway, 7 children surrounded by animals. I would love to know what type of animals. Was it chickens and hamsters and what, billy goats and horses, and what other pigs? What other kind of country stuff would they have there? Badgers, I guess. Badgers, that's pretty country, ain't it? Hedgehogs and moles. Just okay. I'm sorry. Look, let me tell the damn story. 7 children were found living in filthy conditions. Okay, April 23rd of 2023, this year, at approximately 1:30 p.m., officers responded to the 800 block of Roseanne Lane. Roseanne, I think Roseanne was country to me. Anyway, for a report of 2 juveniles entering an abandoned trailer, the Penn Ridge Police Department said. Upon further investigation, it was determined that the children resided in a home nearby. Bucks County Children, Youth responded to an address concerns of officers on the scene, resulting in 7 children being taken into protective custody. Crystal Robertson, 37 years old. Let me get her picture back up here. They say she's 37 years old. I guess she looked like she's about 37. And Shane Robertson, who's 47 years old, which is the guy on the right-hand side. I guess he looked like about 47. Maybe about 57, maybe about 67. Have been accused of keeping their 7 children in isolation and filth at their Green Top trailer park home without formally educating any of the children. So they're just going to just breed them to be uneducated like they are. Just, that makes no sense at all. Upon their arrival, they found a 12-year-old juvenile female, henceforth JV3, in the front yard of 655 Roseanne Lane, directly next door to 675 Roseanne Lane. JV3 began speaking to officers by explaining that her parents told them not to go over to the abandoned trailer and that her parents should not be held responsible. She said the affidavit of probable cause describing the Penn Ridge Regional Police Department's encounter with a barefoot child. Now, that's about as country as it gets, of course. Why have shoes on your feet? The child who told them that she had social anxiety. JV3 continued by stating that she was only taking a blanket to keep the rats warm because her family does not have much money left. Oh my God. I named every type of animal except rats. This child was not. Guess y'all heard that right. Let me repeat this because maybe I didn't read it where y'all maybe heard it. This individual, 12-year-old juvenile female, referred to as JV3, stated that she was only going over to the trailer to take a blanket to keep her rats warm because her family doesn't have much money left. Are the rats pets or pests? P-E-S-T-S. Or pets, P-E-T-S. Do roaches count as pets? Oh my God. It makes you wonder. I have never heard of a group of rats being kept as pets and you want to keep them warm so that they could do what? Make more rats? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. First of all, if she's talking about they don't have much money left, then what does that mean? That means that they shouldn't have had any kids because it looked like they can't even provide for themselves. But you know what they get to keep doing? They don't have to have a license to have kids. They get to just keep plucking out kids, y'all. Because we country bumpkins, and that's just what we do. That's what we do's out here in the country. We ain't got nothing else to do. We ain't got to send the kids to school, y'all. We just gonna keep making babies, even though we can't hardly keep the lights on, keep the food on the table, y'all. Can't keep the rats warm. JV2, juvenile 2, I guess that's what JV2 means. A 14-year-old girl then appeared from behind the abandoned neighboring residence wearing large work boots that were too big for her feet and had on clothing that appeared to be dirty. Police said that they then called up to the Robertsons and the parents arrived within a half an hour. When the parents got there, the affidavit said they agreed to let the officers look around the residence. Crystal Robertson said that they were going through so much food that she had to put a lock on the refrigerator because they were stealing. They referred to the kids being hungry as stealing. Isn't that something? Stealing everything, and referred to the children as garbage disposals with legs. Does that sound like she loved these kids? She referred to them as objects. That's never a good thing. Upon entering the trailer, officers found the refrigerator to be locked shut with a bicycle lock. The interior of the trailer was also in obvious disrepair and disarray. JV1, a 16-year-old girl, appeared unkept. When she emerged from her room at her father's request, police said, the girl's father allegedly told police that the teen was the last daughter he had, when in fact he had 3 more daughters and a son. Damn. So he just forgot about the other 4 kids. Authorities left the scene to file a child line report as outlined by Pennsylvania law, but returned around 5 p.m. when Bucks County Children and Youth discovered more children being hidden in the rear bedroom of the home during her visit. When the officers arrived, they met with Shane Robertson outside the home. Let me get back here. Who advised he had 7 children and did not tell officers this earlier because he didn't want to get in any type of trouble. Trouble did follow for the Robertsons. JV4, JV5, JV6, and JV7, and, a 10-year-old girl, an 8-year-old girl, a 6-year-old boy, and 4-year-old girl, respectively, were taken to a hospital for evaluation due to conditions. Police said that all of the other children, except for JV2, were clinically malnourished, as many of them were sick. JV5 and JV7 tested positive for COVID-19. For COVID-9. It says COVID-9. I don't know if that's 19 or 9. COVID-9. JV1 and JV7 had low kidney function. JV2, JV3, and JV5 had fevers and were diagnosed with acute viral syndrome, AVS. From here, authorities detailed the shocking conditions found in the home. The room that Shane and Crystal had slept in a bed in the middle of the room with several animal cages surrounding it. The sheets on the bed did not appear to have been washed in several weeks or months. It's probably closer to months, maybe years. On the floor were items of garbage and the walls had holes in them. The back bedroom adjacent to Shane and Crystal's bedroom was blocked off with a broken washing machine. This room did not have a door and was cluttered with dirty clothing and garbage on the floor. The third bedroom had feces on the floor in front of the entrance. A filthy mattress lay at the center of the room with a dirty blanket on it. Your affiant found feces on the blanket as well as photographing this room, the affidavit said. This room also housed approximately 24 rats that were located in 2 different cages. We have done a number of deplorable stories. Matter of fact, I have people leaving comments on my videos right now on multiple different videos. I can go down my feed and just see people just leaving comments, leaving comments. One of the videos that people are leaving comments on is actually about a house that was left in deplorable condition by a mother, and she ended up being arrested. I don't see it here in front of me at the moment. Yeah, actually, I do. Mom and boyfriend charged sickening child abuse after allegedly starving a baby. That's one that picked up a lot of views, and people are actually watching that video right now. I think this story has got them beat. I think this one has that story beat. This room also housed approximately 24 rats in 2 different cages. Police claim to find no cleaning products in the home whatsoever. The bathroom also did not have soap, no toothpaste, or any other hygienic products for the occupants of the home. The cabinets were in very bad shape. The oven appeared as if it had never been cleaned. The trailer home was in such a dilapidated state that Crystal Robertson fell through the floor in front of her bedroom door a few months prior. God dog. But it gets worse. Are y'all ready for more of this? It actually gets worse. I hope you guys are. Yeah, could y'all imagine what it smelled like in there? It gets worse. Investigators found 2 dogs, 2 turtles, 2 rabbits. They found snakes, toads, and a 4-foot reptile known as a tengu inside the home. What the freak is that? It's spelled T-E-G-U. A tegu? T-E-G-U. What the freak is that? It don't even show me how to pronounce that. It looks like a lizard. So a lizard. Why didn't they just say a damn lizard? So y'all can imagine what a lizard looks like. It looks like it could get pretty damn big. God dog. Oh my God. Oh. Whoever guessed on the reptiles, y'all were right. They found all of that along with approximately 24 rats. Authorities indicated that there was a bad odor. No, you think? No shit, Sherlock. Or shit, Sherlock. I guess I should say shit because there's probably a whole lot of shit around there. And several bugs. So if y'all guessed on the bugs and probably roaches and ants and crickets and all kind of other stuff, you're probably right. Over the next week, it was learned that none of the 7 children had any formal education. They have never been to school, ever. And they all lacked basic knowledge. Some of the children did not even know their own birth dates. Jesus, man. They don't even know their own birthdays. 4 of the children suffered from speech impediments, investigators said. All of the children struggle with reading, writing, and spelling. They all exhibited social anxiety and disclosed that they did not like being in public or around other people. JV6 and JV7 were clinically underweight. In JV6, the 6-year-old boy had a dangerous abscess inside his mouth and 13 visible cavities. That, man, oh my God. The only notable food located in the home was for the animals. What y'all want to bet that those kids were probably eating the animal food? I can almost guarantee you that's what they were doing. JV1, JV2, JV3, and JV5 were deemed to have poor eyesight and in need of glasses. JV3 had maggots inside her hair. Court records say that each defendant was booked into jail on May 19th and released the next day when they posted their $10,000 bail. Oh my God! So they didn't have money for food. How the F word did they find even 10%, which would have been $1,000? If you didn't have money for food, how did you find bail money? Or if somebody else bailed you out, how were they able to bail you out? But nobody said anything about this. You clearly know other people. Somebody probably bailed them out. Didn't help them with food, but you'll help get them out of jail? Really? Huh. I think they need to investigate the people who bailed them out of jail too. Scheduled preliminary hearings for the morning of May 29th were moved to August the 7th. So closer to around my birthday. My birthday, August the 10th. So we'll probably do a follow-up around my birthday. The defendants each face one count of second-degree endangering the welfare of a child in connection with the alleged abuse of JV7, the 4-year-old girl, and 6 counts of third-degree endangering the welfare of the rest of the children. Each of the children were placed in foster care because they survive a better chance of the screwed up foster care system than they ever did living in a place like that. I'm not even hungry anymore. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Please help us out and at least leave a comment, hit the thumbs up, and share this video so more people can find it, just like they did with that other story. Again, that other story was titled Mom and BF, or Mom and Boyfriend, Charged Sickening Child Abuse After Allegedly Starving a Baby. And that house was extremely nasty. Go back and listen to that story. But this has got to top that story. Y'all have got to blow this one up.
The big story on Action News tonight is the horrifying discovery made by police in Bucks County. 7 children living in deplorable conditions, unclean, unfed, uneducated. Officers have now arrested Shane and Crystal Robertson, charging the parents with 7 felony counts each of endangering the welfare of children. Police came upon the kids, who are 4 to 16 years old, almost exactly a month ago. Some of them allegedly hidden, others in an abandoned trailer. And tonight we're learning the extent of the conditions those kids were subjected to. Action News reporter Annie McCormick joining us live at Penn Ridge Regional Police in Sellersville tonight. Annie, the details here are just appalling.
Yeah, Brian, those children ranging in ages from 4 years old to 16 years old, they remain in the care of the county, where they have been since this investigation began in April. Their parents were charged last week. These are the parents accused of neglecting their 7 children in this Sellersville trailer park home. 47-year-old Shane Robertson and 37-year-old Crystal Robertson charged by authorities after a concerned neighbor called police when she saw the kids breaking into an abandoned trailer.
I seen them going into the trailer next door here and taking some things out, and that's why I called.
Tammy DeHaven's call to police on April 23rd triggered an investigation, and the children, ages 4 to 16 years old, were placed in the care of the county. Police say Crystal admitted she put a lock on the refrigerator and referred to the kids as garbage disposals with legs. In the course of the investigation, authorities found none of the 7 children had any formal education and all lacked basic knowledge. Some of the children did not know their own birth dates. And the children had extensive medical issues, including at least one who had maggots and needed most of the hair shaved from her head since the damage and infestation was so dire. The parents are currently out on bail, but did not come to the door today.
It's horrible. I don't understand how parents could do that with their children.
I hope they're better off. They're in a better place, so I hope they're taken care of. So that's what they deserve. They deserve to be children.
And Brian, tonight each parent faces 7 felony counts of child endangerment. For now, we're live in Sellersville. Annie McCormick, Channel 6 Action News. Brian.
Unimaginable stuff. Annie, thank you.
In the news, sick children found living in filth with dozens of animals and barely any food. I'm Yuki Washington.
I'm Jessica Cartalia. Police are thankful a concerned neighbor who saw one of these children called 911.
All new at 5 o'clock, Matt Petrillo speaks with that woman.
It irritates me.
Mother of 4 Tammy DeHaven became concerned after she saw a neighbor's child who appeared malnourished and going into an abandoned trailer last month here in Sellersville, so she called police.
I figured the trailer park couldn't do anything about it, so I figured I'd call the police and see if they could come in and do something.
Officers with Penridge Regional Police quickly responded. They say they made a disturbing discovery at this home. Police say 7 children ages 4 to 16 were found. Officers say they were wearing filthy clothes and living in deplorable conditions with disintegrating floors, bugs, and a lack of food.
As part of the medical treatment that the children had, there was some significant dental health issues and also some issues with some eye care, and malnourishment.
An affidavit of probable cause alleges, quote, none of the 7 children had any formal education and all lacked basic knowledge. Some of the children did not know their own birth dates.
It's horrible.
No one answered the door when I knocked Thursday, even though it sounded like people were inside. Is there anything you'd want to say in defense of these allegations? Police charged the children's parents, 47-year-old Shane Robertson, and his wife, 37-year-old Crystal Robertson, with 7 felony counts of endangering the welfare of children. Both are free on bail. If there was something you could tell those parents, what would you say to them?
How? How could you do that to a child? I hope they're taken care of. So that's what they deserve. They deserve to be children.
And police tell us those children are now living with other family members or with the foster family. In Sellersville, I'm Matt Petrillo, CBS News, Philadelphia.
And again, and I'll say this has got to be one of the worst cases of child abuse and just flat out nastiness that I've heard in a long time. But if y'all can, I would love for y'all to share this story, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment. If there's something we missed, let me know. Or if you just feel a certain kind of way, post a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this story, okay? But they need to never have access to children again. I don't know if putting them in prison for life helps them at all. I don't think they'll be any better if they were to get out. But those kids definitely stand a better chance than whatever happens in the foster care system. They'll be better than this. They'll at least have to go to school and be clean and go to dentist appointments and take baths and have deodorant and clean clothes. Like, God dog, man, just pray for those kids, man. They all survived. I think they'll be okay. Keep them in your prayers, but these people need to never, ever be around children ever again, especially these kids. But let me know what you think.